All right, we are live. What an absolute honor today to have this gentleman. I mean, it sounds so cliche. You've changed my life. But to be honest, I'm so grateful for the fact that 7 months ago, I was introduced to you. And this, not only is he the CEO of MWR Life with Travel Advantage, but he is a gentleman who has a beautiful family. He's an incredible, he gives back to the community. He's an incredible husband and father. And Yoni, you're one of the most humble individuals that I've had the chance to be around and get to have the honor. And I know our guests today are going to hear your heart and who you are. And not only are you hilarious, like you're gifted at all kinds of things. And the fact that we get to launch a company together here in North America, it's an absolute privilege to have you on today. I want to just welcome you on and, so welcome Yoni Ashurov I know you're in Fort Lauderdale today, I think. Is that where you are?
I am. I'm home. So thank you very much, Jen. It's a pleasure. I normally like to do these outside in the Florida sun, but it's freezing. We got 60s weather right now, so that's cold for us. So, sorry about the lighting, guys, but I think we're okay.
Yeah, we're doing better. I love it. Okay, you guys, he said it's 60 where he is. It's like 80 where I am. Drop in the comments what temperature it is, where you all are today. We want to know. So, Yoni, I'm trying to get these comments not on your face. So let me just get these. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So for our viewers, a lot of people want to know, what are you most excited about right now? I mean, obviously the company did 120 million calendar year in 2025. You're already in 150 countries and growing. We're about to launch North America, but what are you the most excited about right now with the company?
Oh boy, Jen, that's a loaded question. You didn't prep me for this one. What am I excited about? Well, what I'm most excited about is that we are in a place of real congruency, aka frequency, aka flow. You hear it's flow state in everyday life and people's health and how they feel. I feel like as a company, we're in a flow state right now. So, like you said, we just came off our best year ever. It was our, let's see, we launched in 2013. It was our 12th year. We're now in our 13th year. And we are totally in flow state. So I'm actually not excited in the traditional sense of woohoo excited. I'm more so we're in a flow state. We're laser focused. The rhythm is strong. Everything is solid right now. The customer experience is amazing. We have some incredible trips, life experiences. Customer acquisition is off the hook, off the chain. People are making money, which is great. It's a nice bonus. We've added a lot of new support staff. I don't mean customer service support. I mean supporting the entire operation. So I'm excited about that. We're on it from an operation standpoint. As an operator, I'm really happy because it means we're adding on the back end to help as the front end scales. And then obviously, Jen, we've got our North American launch, baby. Woohoo, let's go. That's in less than a month. It's in about a month.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that. So much that it's not just me, my family's coming with me. We're actually flying in from Colorado. We're going to be in a skiing vacation. So we're all coming in. My girls are excited. I got 2 daughters. They can't wait to participate in Dallas and be part of the shenanigans. And it's going to be awesome, guys. So really, really excited. We've got obviously, we're in different places around the world, but we're new here in the U.S. and Canada and Mexico. And of course, we have amazing leadership like yourself and other amazing team members. But it's early. It's not even a year. I mean, I think our first conversation was in April before you were even in the business. And then you enrolled in May and we went hot and heavy pretty quickly, establishing a base without even really being official. So I'm really excited, guys, to get North America launched, the US market launched, Canadian market launched. We're in the largest economy in the world right now, the US of A. And right now, this makes up like 2% of our company. So I think with the leadership we have, with the quality of service, membership, opportunity that we put together, with the collaboration we have with the leadership like yourself, Heather, Tom, and Kim Chalan, just the entire team working together as we're working on all these awesome things. Lots of trips we're putting together for you guys that we're waiting to announce at the event. I'm really excited and in a peaceful state to see as this grows in the U.S. and as we change lives in the U.S. So I look forward to that.
It's amazing. Okay, you guys, put some fire emojis if you heard him just say 2%. And yet we are in the largest opportunity in the USA and Canada, Australia, Mexico, you guys, and it's only 2% of the company currently, which gives massive opportunity for growth. So, okay, Yoni, talk about one of the things when I first saw the AI integration. You know, AI was kind of new when I came on board. I mean, people had been, toying around and all the things in May, but to see what you've already gone from phase 1 to the next level of AI integration with travel, can you kind of talk about what you love, what we're doing with AI, and then what your vision is with AI and travel?
Well, it's no secret AI is here, right? So it's not who's going to incorporate AI, but it's who's going to do it first and best, right? So I will say, I'll answer your question, but in general, in business, in competitive landscapes, you don't want to play catch up. You want to be ahead of the curve. You want to be leading the charge, right? So I think it's easy to get complacent and comfortable, if companies are doing well, if they're hitting metrics. I think I seek comfort in the discomfort, right? So what are we not doing right now that we should be? This is a question I ask myself, what trends are there thinking ahead that we need to be ahead of? So obviously it's AI right now. We're doing a lot of things, Jen. So we're incorporating AI in all aspects. So both on the travel side, on the member experience, the booking experience, the customer service experience, on the building side as well, and the opportunity, helping to train, educate, provide support. So obviously we have a support team of over 100 humans, but a lot of the stuff that comes in is answers that are either right or wrong, right? They're technical answers, whether it's comp plan, whether it's history of the company, whatnot. So we're incorporating AI on that aspect of the customer service. I can't remember if it was April. No, I think it was either April. I think it was April of last year is when we launched our AI trip planner on Travel Advantage. By the way, guys, everything we do is in-house. So we don't outsource. We have our own AI development team, large language model developers that are experts in this field, okay? Which enables us to be agile, enables us to respond to what we think we need, our customers need, right? So we're not using any like off-the-shelf product, which is important to know. So on the travel side, Jen, we launched the trip planner. We're about to launch Atlas, which is our chatbot. Version 1 is going to pertain specifically to everything to do with the membership questions, building questions, comp plan questions, all that stuff. Version 2 is going to incorporate a lot of pre-booking cool things. I don't want to reveal too much here because this is public. But all I'll say is, guys, I mean, imagine being able to pick up your phone, texting a particular number or speaking to a number that, by the way, knows who you are. So you're already authenticated. So it knows that Yoni has a family. Yoni likes smaller boutique hotels. Yoni gets, even though I'm in the people business and I love people, Yoni gets people anxiety when there's way too many people in big hotels. So it knows me, knows my profile. It knows I need a gym. I need a swimming pool. And it already knows me, right? And it's going to, based on where I tell it I want to go and when I want to go, it's going to immediately already recommend. I am giving it away, aren't I? It's going to recommend. It's going to recommend.
This is why I chose to interview you, because I was like, okay, I know I can, Yoni will tell us some good stuff. So this is why.
Well, this is all I'm going to say, but it's going to recommend to me, and it's already pre-authenticated me in Travel Advantage. So rather than me having to go in there, which is awesome, and or use the mobile app, it's going to say, okay, these are the 5 options. I'm going to be able to talk to it like a human. Hey, Atlas, send me the Google reviews on these 5 hotels. I want to make sure you're not crazy, because I am a Google review maximalist. Okay. I believe in Google reviews. If I don't see 4.5 and above, I'm out. So, or I can filter it in conversation, whatever, right? Whatever I want to say. And then literally through conversation, okay, these are the rooms that are available. Either click on the button or tell it, and it's done. It's booked. So this is one example of how we incorporate AI into the actual member experience, the booking experience. I'm not going to get into other stuff, but you guys get the idea. It's leveraging the technology to make the experience really, really awesome. But beyond the experience awesome, as in terms of how easy it is, by literally tailoring the hotels that make sense for me and my family, right? It looks at my prior booking history. It's a large language model, so it's learning as we're doing this. So the longer I'm a member, the more I book, the more it knows about me, and you'll have the option to also input to teach it yourself. Say, hey, I really like tennis. Hey, I don't like sky. Don't ever bring up skydiving. Right? That's not for me. It'll know, and it won't recommend those things. So, without saying more, Jen, that's some of the vision on AI.
I love it. I know that you have a bunch of people that are like, okay, listen, I love hearing that. We'll talk about the enhancements that are coming. I mean, we've been dropping the fact that villas are coming, timeshares are coming, and the platform is already robust. Like, I have saved thousands as a traveler on our platform already, been able to have life experiences that I couldn't have had I not said yes to being here, part of this, digital membership. But talk about the enhancements that are coming already. Well, the ones that are not a secret, the ones that are coming.
Yeah. So villas is coming very, very, very soon. In fact, we had a call this morning with the IT team. I don't have the exact date, but that's coming like in the next days. Okay. That's going to be really, really cool. What
is it like, Yoni? Have you been to a villa? Like, for the person on the line that's like, I can't even know that, like, I could experience something incredible like this. What is it like for somebody who, take yourself back to even?
Yeah. So first word that comes to mind, first feeling is space, right? Because it's like, you're so used, and I'll speak for myself. Generally, most people are so used to going into a hotel room. It's a room. Yeah, it's nice. It's clean. It smells good. Maybe not. Depends where you're going. But it's tight unless you're booking a suite, which majority of people don't. They're getting a standard double room or whatever. It's a box, right, with the bathroom and a sink and maybe a view, maybe not. And again, I don't want to be negative on that, because that's still an awesome way to travel. And but then you experience something like a villa, which is like just massive amount of space, right? So, I mean, it doesn't have to be a 10,000 square foot villa. It could be a 2,500 square foot home or villa for a family that, I mean, is just a completely different experience than a hotel, right? So I think the villas are awesome. And yes, I have stayed in them, Jen. And especially if you're traveling as a family, right? Especially if you want to, you don't want to necessarily, wait for valet parking if you rented a car, and just the whole thing. Some people like the 20 hello, how are you, sir? Questions on the way to your room. I personally like privacy, and I'm happy enough just talking to my family. I don't need to be greeted necessarily. Sometimes it's fun if I'm going to an exotic city somewhere in Tokyo and want to stay in the Four Seasons. It's cool. Other times I just want to drive in, walk in. I've got space. I've got privacy. We can cook our own meals. We can go buy healthy foods. And the older we get, we kind of like cooking in. We like doing our own stuff. We don't necessarily want to explore 20 restaurants. I mean, when you get that out of your system, you realize, you at least for me, we like simplicity and comfort. But it just allows you to have control of your own experience. It allows you to have space. And if you're traveling with family, kids, parents, or siblings that have a couple of families, ooh, there you go. There's my computer falling. A couple of friend groups, you can do that with space. And obviously, it's going to be a lot more economical too, because you could split that cost. Give you an example. We're going to Aspen next month, Colorado, and we're renting a villa. 2 families, 2 kids, 4 kids in total, for that space. And it's cool because you get to like hang out with the other family. Because when you're in your own hotel rooms, yeah, you meet for dinner, you meet for whatever. Here, we're literally going to be hanging for like the entire time, which is awesome. Maybe as long as we get, as long as we don't annoy each other. But yeah.
I love that. That's so funny. Okay, so talk about, because I know the fact that we get to give people this wholesale pricing. And I mean, I went to Vegas for 24 hours to meet, less than 24 hours to meet up with Laura and Ilian and Mehdi for dinner. And the fact that I was able to go to, a 5-star hotel, it was like $160. How are we able to get such great pricing on, because people always think like, how are we so, we have this inventory, and because of so many customers that you already have built in over the past 9 years, we're not a startup. And I think that US, Canada, kind of get in their heads like, oh, this is a startup, but this is such an established company that has so many customers, which
Right.
allow that. Talk about that piece if you could.
So it's definitely not a startup, but it is new in the US, Canada, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's cool because you get the benefits of being first, being early, but without the risks of, hey, is this company going to be here 2 years from now? Guys, we will be here 2 years from now. I promise you that. So I think there's from a perspective of leadership, right, in the field, I think that's a massive plus, right? Because you don't have that risk of, hey, is this, now, so there's the risk of longevity, but then there's also like, we have our stuff together, like most, and us too. When we started, we were a shell of what we are today. I mean, literally everything was a shell. The marketing was a shell, the operations team, the IT, the obviously the quality of the membership was nowhere near what it was today. So we have tried, tested, and true in markets all over the world of what we're bringing now here to North America. So I think that's I'm not trying to sell. I think that's just facts. I think that's a huge thing that you guys need to leverage and understand. I feel like we're like a dinosaur now. We're only a 13-year-old company, but I feel like we're like an OG now in the space. I've seen companies, come and go. Many companies, and I'm not here to talk negative about anybody, but I'm just here to talk facts. Companies have come, companies have left, companies have pivoted and changed. We made it through COVID, Jen. I mean, there was obviously pressure to, hey, we should maybe add a product, or hey, should we do this? And we are a absolute travel company, always will be. All right. So we have no interest in doing anything else. People say, well, why not? Well, why doesn't Booking.com or Expedia sell t-shirts? Because that's not what they do. They're a travel company. There's plenty of work and plenty of energy that needs to go into continuing being the best travel company we can be. For example, the AI inclusion, right? If we had 7 other services, we'd be diluting our efforts and our energies. So travel it's a commodity, meaning it's something everybody does and people are doing more and more of it. The way they're traveling is changing as well with experiential travel, which we are, by the way, coined the term life experience, which is cool. So it's a trademark term of ours. So yeah, I don't even remember your question, Jen, but I do.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything you said was perfect. I think people here in the US and Canada, they think like, oh, it's this, and I'm like, this is not a white label travel platform. This is not an
Well, how are we doing it? Well, sorry to cut you off. You asked me about our prices, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to get deep into that because there's a lot of, it's a lot of it is technical and boring, but know that we have a ton of, buying power. We give our hotel partners, cruise partners, a lot of volume. And know that you're getting access at better than wholesale rates. I'll leave it at that. Which means significant savings, right? But as much as we have amazing savings, and that's great, people are saving money. I'm more excited about the experiences that we can give people, right? Because I mean, yeah, you save $1,000, that's awesome. I mean, of course, but you can't put a price on an amazing trip in the jungles of Costa Rica on a retreat with your friends and family and new friends that you would have made. You can't put a price on these relationships that are being established day in, day out, and on the energy and the fulfillment that people are getting in their life, right? And the healing that they're getting from these trips. So that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about when I see people passionate, when I see them transformed, when I see them skeptical in the beginning, when I see them a little beat up on life, maybe they have money. You know, everything's not about money. Maybe they're a little bit down on life. They maybe, you know, lost a parent, had a divorce, whatever. And then they're connecting with humans because we are social creatures and experiencing things and fostering relationships and building trust again and just humanity and all this kind of stuff, especially given everything that's happening. To me, I think this is what really excites me most because we're healing people through that. So, yeah.
I mean, you even from the day I met you and we started bringing people to Fort Lauderdale to see if they saw what I saw. I have seen leaders drop their stress levels now that they've been here 6 months with you. And the fact that you just keep showing up and keep under promising, over delivering, under promising, over delivering. Like I've watched that over and over. You know, the fact that when we went to the Ruby trip and you surprised everyone with the yacht and then over, this nice dining and stuff. Talk about the life experiences now that are themes. Like I think they're incredible because you're actually tapping into like things that people couldn't curate on their own if you could.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it's all about leveling up, right? It's like tennis. I know your husband's a big tennis buff. I pretend to be one. It's a brutal reality, but tennis is a perfect analogy because you could always get better. I mean, unless you're literally Carlos Alcaraz or Nadal, and guess what? They're also getting better. They're improving. Yeah. So there's always, and it's incremental. You get really good, right? And there's a plateau, and then you make incremental improvements. And I think that's just a rule in life, period. Not to get nerdy, there's like a Fibonacci, the Fibonacci, like there's rules to this universe, right? So same thing. We've got really cool trips, life experiences. How do we make them better now? How do we focus in and really create life experiences, right? So again, I don't, I got to be careful how much I reveal and how much I don't. But one of the big things is creating themed experiences. So think about things like sporting events. We just had a college football national championship here in Florida. Unfortunately, we got our butts kicked by Indiana. But I mean, that's an experience, right? Like my buddy took his son. He spent $6,000 on a seat per seat because it's a lot of money, but like his kid's going to remember that forever, right? They were fifth row. So things like that. So imagine things like Formula One races, right? Like that's something you see all the time on TV. I mean, unless you live in the city, but even then it's like, most people, 99.9% will never go and they'll never think about going to a Formula One experience, right? So, and it's expensive, right? So how do we bring that to people that it's palatable, it's affordable, and it's a freaking cool experience, man. When you go to a Formula One event, it's so cool. I've been to a handful of them. That's one example. I talked about the example in Costa Rica, right? And by the way, we love life experiences where people are having a great time and dancing and laughing and partying, but that's not everything, right? We have that. We had that in Dubai. It was incredible, right? But I gave you the example of Costa Rica, the other example where you're going to kind of a more serene environment, where you're in touch more with nature, where you maybe there's yoga incorporated, maybe there's health and wellness and restoration and heal, that kind of stuff. Because why not? I mean, people want that. So we want to give people what they need in life. And again, if you hear about it, you're watching it on YouTube. Yeah. One day. We're here to put it in front of you and say, hey guys, let's go, let's do this. So I'm excited about the themed experiences. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. Whether it's culinary experiences, truffle picking experiences, cooking experiences, retreat type serene environments, hiking environments. Think about Big Bear or Colorado or Banff, Alberta. Man, I'm revealing way too much. Or places like Sedona, right? Like Sedona is awesome. Most people haven't been to Sedona, and then you go to Sedona, right? And then you dig in, and there's a lot of like incredible ancient history in Sedona, like amazing like native art in the caves and stuff like that. So why not bring that to people? Why not bring that to the masses? So those are things that, as we speak right now, are being worked on. Again, Jen, with the also input from the leadership. I also want to let you guys know we don't just throw we don't just go to Yoni's favorite places because Yoni likes going there. It's like we listen to you guys, we get feedback from the leadership, from the people, where do they want to go, right? So those are things that are, again, I'm super excited about because they're literally like lifelong memories that people are gonna not only enjoy, but they're gonna keep with them. And how do you put a price on that? There is no price.
There really isn't. And the fact that this actually, it makes it, for anyone who says yes to launching with us, you also get this becomes your job to actually go on these life experiences. And it is absolutely healing and life changing. Okay. I just have a couple more questions and then I know I won't keep you because I know you have a lot to do to make everything great. But, we see travel companies on a whim pop up. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to launch a travel company. Talk about the reality of somebody who says, I'm just going to, we're not here to talk bad, but I'm just saying, I think that what's important for those ambassadors that have said, yes, I want to launch North America, yes, launching Australia and Mexico, what does it actually take? Because it's not that easy to just launch a travel company, right?
Well, I think it's not that easy to launch any company, period. I can't speak. I can only speak about what we're doing. Yep. All right. I can speak about the struggles we've had to launch this company, to build this platform. Everything I just talked about is work and effort and calls and takes time and relationships and cultivation and money. But money is just one part of it. I will say that, one thing I'm proud of is we built and own and operate our own proprietary booking engine. So it's not a white label. It's not a service provider. It's not a tech company. No, it's ours. It's our team. We have because we have two websites, MWR Life and Travel Advantage. We probably have 12, 13 full-time developers between the two websites. It's an ongoing thing. Like if you want to do something well and you want to give, like, you're not going to build a Ferrari or a Mercedes in a week. It's just not going to happen. Can you paint a pretty picture? Can you build a shell? Yeah. But I think it's obvious, to me it is. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Jen, if I'm not answering your question, because to me it's so obvious.
100%. That was because people think it's, nothing's easy for sure. But the fact that we're building the #1 travel platform here. And so it's not something you just throw up there and here we go.
Well, yeah. Well, just to put together a trip, I saw somebody mention the Mediterranean cruise. Do you guys understand the amount of work, the amount of phone calls, negotiations, money, right? They're not just going to say, yeah, as sales come. No, we got to put up money to block, those couple hundred cabins. It's very, very heavy. It's intense. I'm not even talking. There's a lot of aspects. There's the technology. There's the actual building of the platform. There's the building of the actual opportunity side of the platform. There's the hours of countless manual work, negotiation, relationship cultivation, and money that goes into building these trips, right? Like, it's just, I think it's a given. But yeah, if you're only seeing a website, or even worse, a promise of something, maybe a website will come, then it's that. But I also think, Jen, or I want to add to everybody, one of the reasons I think we've sustained longevity on top of everything is we're also like, well, this is a business. We're running it as a business. It's not because I can afford it, but I don't fly private because I think it's a stupid, I mean, it's not, I'll take that back. I don't want to use that word, but it's not the best use of capital, right? We don't have we have corporate offices. In fact, we have about 5 spread out, but we don't have, an office with 4 stories and a big banner and 100 employees sitting in the office. It's not an efficient way to run the business. We could have it, but it means I'm not reinvesting that money. That money's coming out of trips, quality trips. That money's coming out of the compensation plan. It's coming out of different areas. I want to put the money, I want to invest into the compensation plan so people can earn a fair, equitable sum to the work that they put in, right? Disclaimer, not everybody's going to be $1 million earner, no duh. Not everybody's going to be a 6-figure earner, obviously, right? It takes a lot of work, commitment. Most people aren't doing this full time, right? But if we can help the majority of people, if we can show them how to make a couple hundred, 2, 3, 5, $1,000 a month, amazing. I'd rather help 100,000 people make $1,000 a month than have 3 people making millions. I mean, I want to help the masses. So, those are all things that I think you have to be humble. You have to be prudent. You have to also maybe grow up with the background of not having, which is how I grew up, so that nothing gets wasted. And I think another key, again, for us that I think helps is, even though we're not a startup, that's the mindset of a startup, right? So I don't like waste. I like invest, not waste. So I want to take that money, put it into quality trips, put it into amazing employees. Good employees don't just, you're not going to pay them minimum wage. You're going to take care of them. They want to be happy. They want to be fulfilled. So you've got to invest in the people as well. So, I think it goes without saying, but just those are a few things, guys, that it takes to build a long, sustainable, powerful company. All those things.
I love it. You talked on a little bit of the income, and before the last question. So what we had you actually open your books, because people ask me all the time, like, Jen, how on earth can he pay 85% commission on the front end, 55% residual? And it is because, looking at what you've been able to do, you really are generous. You have a philosophy of generosity. And where did that come from? Or what made you decide to, compensate the leaders if they share the opportunity?
Well, I only know what I know, right? And the way that I think it should be done. So I don't know. I appreciate the fact that you acknowledge that, but to me, it's just like, I say this all the time. I mean, yeah, we when I say we, I mean the corporate team and pre-corporate team, Yoni, because it wasn't a corporate team, it was me, put in a lot of work, energy, designing all this, refining, improving. But I always say, the website, the comp plan, the travel portal, these experiences, they're all like a beautiful, architectural drawings and renderings of a beautiful building. But without having the financing, the team, the know-how to get that building up, all we have is beautiful drawings and a beautiful idea. And ideas get you nowhere, by the way, guys. It's the execution. How are we executing? It's with partnering with our ambassadors, right? I mean, the ambassadors, it's the people in the field that are propagating our message, that are obviously enrolling members, enrolling customers, promoting what we have. Without them, we're just an idea and a pretty website. So I just, I don't think I'm a saint, Jen. I think it's just common sense. You want to incentivize people, like I even said about our employees, right? I think I have a good feeling or understanding of what's fair. I always like to put myself in the mindset of who it is that the related party is, right? So if I was out there in the field, if I was, putting my faith into a company, without getting into the plan, but doing XYZ, what's fair? What's a fair reward for that effort, right? Without naming companies, my only experience as a kid is that my parents were in a very big company. I'll name it. Who cares? Great company, Amway. But they put a ton of effort, a lot of work, and they didn't make any money, at all. They spent money, but they learned a lot, and I learned a lot. I think as a kid, I was soaking up this information and these cassettes that my dad was playing in the car. We didn't have music in my car. We had Zig Ziglar. and Dexter Yeager and those guys, which was amazing. But but he never made any money, and not exactly to use him as an example, but it's like, and guess what? 2-3 years later, he was no longer there, right? But had he seen those results, had they made a few $100 and then maybe 1,000, maybe a couple thousand, they would have never quit, right? They weren't there to get rich. They were there to enrich their life, get a better quality of life, make some additional income. If it ended up being a ton, amazing, but it was none. So I think it's just kind of like a logical thing of creating a win-win situation, right?
Man, it's so, I don't, all of you guys watching, that you're in the right place, right time. I mean, it's Yoni, getting these moments to hear your vision, where you've come from, the humble beginnings that you had, to know how to treat people and, honor the field. It's an incredible opportunity. You guys heard him say at the beginning, so I'll end with this question, that there's only 2% of the company right now. And you heard we did 120 million last year. It's not a small company, you guys, but there's only 2% that's the US, Canada, Australia, Mexico. You have the chance to be launched with that. And what I want you to understand is, we will never, ever get these 30 days back before we launch in Dallas. And so, Yoni, you've seen markets in Europe launch and leaders take off. What would you say to the people that are on today, that have the chance to be here and launch with us in Dallas? What would you say to do for the next 30 days?
First thing I would say, make sure you drink your beet juice with ginger and turmeric. Right? I got a good wife. She takes care of me.
Oh, she is amazing. Yes.
Having shared some of my soul with you guys and philosophy, let's now talk about business. What I would say is, get your butts, urgency, guys, urgency. So one of the things, and again, I'm going to talk now how I would talk to my nephew, right? One of the key things in business and success, period, is a sense of urgency. And that's why I even talked to you, Jen, about the mindset of a startup, because as a startup, there's always a sense of urgency. And urgency doesn't necessarily mean anxiety and stress, right? Like, urgency means, hey, a conquering mindset, right? Conquering can be good. Doesn't mean you have to conquer, don't think Genghis Khan and killing people, but a conquering mindset. And I think every entrepreneur I know, every hugely, highly successful person I know, has this mindset of urgency. And the reason is, Jen, we can't control results. We can control effort. Right? We can't control results. Some people it takes a year. Some people it takes a month. We got people that come in here and kill it very, very quickly. If you got people like Luminița, she doesn't mind. She's a leader from Romania. I'm sure she won't mind me saying this. She was here 3 years grinding. I think she was stuck at like platinum or jade or something. And then literally, boom, she had a breakthrough. And now she's like, I think triple diamond. She's triple diamond. I mean, she's crushing it. And not only she's triple diamond, but I mean, triple diamond and growing. Yeah. So, but she always had a sense of urgency, and you just don't know when it's going to come. So why not give yourself the best shot of success, right? You can't cruise control success. You can cruise control once you've already have a ton of success and you have leverage and your success is now duplicating its own efforts. But as you're building and as you're growing, you got to have a sense of urgency, guys. And with that said, we've got this huge event coming up in opening up the North American market. One of the phrases I heard, and as soon as I heard it, there's not many, by the way, my brain isn't that big, but there's like 5 phrases that have stuck with me in life. And this one was so freaking powerful to me. It's, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, because it's damn true, right? This is our one shot, guys, to launch North America. This is our one shot to make a splash, to create that energy, to create that camaraderie. Wolf packs do a lot better than lone wolves, when they go out to conquer. So this is our chance to, and by the way, the beautiful thing about this business is everybody wins together, right? Yeah. So having said that, we've got to pack this room from now, literally from now to Dallas. Treat every day with absolute urgency in terms of making sure as you continue to build your business, making sure everybody gets there, guys, because literally this is that first impression in this North American market. This is it. And I'm obviously going to be there with my family, of course, all the leadership from the field, but we've got people coming from Europe. We've got a corporate team coming from, Nuno's coming from Portugal. Ilian's coming all the way from wherever Ilian is, because he's never home. Probably he'll be coming from Dubai or something, or Bulgaria or France. But we've got people flying in from all over. We've got our video crew flying over from Europe. We've got our DJ. We're literally flying in the DJ from Barcelona because he's so good at what he does, to create this spectacle that we're going to create. Of course, there's going to be announcements. There's going to be recognitions, trainings, but it's also going to be a show, guys. We're here to have fun. We're good. We like to create spectacles and memories. And this is the one shot. There's not going to be oh, it's another launch of North. No, this is it. This is it. So treat it for what it is, guys. This is very, very serious for the future. This event is going to dictate if we're going to have the speed, the velocity of which we're going to grow in North America, right? If it's small or if it's not, whatever, we're not going anywhere. We're here. But the bigger we make this, the more powerful we make this, the more positive, energetic we make this. This is going to be a springboard for North America. And I don't know about you guys, but if I'm growing and I'm building a business, I'd rather go fast than slow. Urgency, right? So everything I shared with you early on, Jen, you said, what am I happy about? Well, we've got everything on the back end to support the growth. We've got more merchant accounts than I can count. At this point, I feel bad for all the banks because, it's like I got so many merchant accounts. We've got the staff that we've hired to gear up for the growth. So everything is there, guys, to gear for the growth. But the growth has to also be there, right? So and the more urgent we have, the more power, energy. You just got to own this thing. You got to own this, guys. This event is going to dictate the next 5 years of MWR life in North America. Period. This is it. This is going to dictate. And if you're serious about this business in terms of building something big for you and your family, if you're here for the trips, awesome, guys. Amazing. If you're here like Jen, because I know Jen very well, I know what she's about, which is to conquer, and that's a good thing, but to build and change her life, her kids' futures, her grandkids' futures, because her and I had honest talks about that, then you better take this thing seriously, because this is going to dictate, this event's going to dictate that future. I'm saying that from just experience and obvious. I think it's obvious. So I would say promote the heck out of this event from now until Dallas, guys. It's critical. Let's get as many people out there, preach the message. Like I said earlier, you guys are it. I get on a corporate call maybe once, twice a month, right? This is an exception that I did for this US team, but it's you guys. It's you guys. It's the leadership in the field. And when I say leadership, it's all of you, because you guys are literally, we're so tiny in the US. All of you have the potential to kill it in this business. We've got just in the US, a country of over 300 million. Canada, I don't know, the population keeps rising. It's like 50 or 40 million, whatever it is. When I was a kid, it was 25 million. But we've got a lot of people, guys, a lot of people that have never heard about us. And more importantly, don't even know how bad they need us, because people are hurting. They're hurting emotionally. They're hurting psychologically. We've got all this shit. I'm sorry I had to say it, but all this shit of anxiety and depression and all that crap. And you know why we have it is because people aren't connecting. We're not connecting anymore as people. So we feel lost. We're a tribal, we're humans. We're meant to be together. So let's come together in Dallas. Let's help a lot of people. Let's change lives. And let's kick some butt. That's what I have to say.
Y'all drop some fire emojis for the one and only Yoni Ashurov, our CEO of MWR Life. Yoni, it is an absolute, I know you made an exception today, because we have 30 days. And I know that the vision of filling a stadium with 20,000 families is going to happen. And it is a matter, there are people today that are watching that are going, could that be me? That is a 6-7 figure earner? And the answer is, it's up to you. we're giving you the opportunity of a lifetime, and you have the chance to go all in, all massive action. I love Nate Forrest put, I'm all in. Are you? That's the question. We are all in. Are you? And this is the one chance to launch North America. You guys get to take it. And we got 30 days. Team No Sleep over here. This is the chance that we have to bring us thousands of people to Dallas and make a splash. Show what we're doing here with Travel Advantage and MWR. So Yoni, thank you for your time today. Thank you for everything you do to make this the #1 travel platform. And we're just so grateful for you.
Thank you very much. And thank you to all of you guys. Let's go kick some butt. Let's rock and roll.
Let's go. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.